Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing a very exciting update to my Project Pan series and I'm hoping that you're here for it. It is truly exciting. Although I kind of am looking at it going, how did I manage to do that? But at the same time I know that I really focused on a lot of these products every single time I was videoing, every single time I was wearing makeup this month. So I hope that you're here for it. It is truly exciting. And for those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I am a lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care. I also work as a field leader for Ulta Beauty, so I get a lot of education in my position. I like to bring you that education here on my platform. I do all of the typical beauty YouTube content creator stuff, but I also just kind of like to talk about makeup. So hopefully you're into somebody who likes to talk about makeup. A lot more chatty videos here on my channel. And if you do, I hope that you'll want to stick around. I hope that you'll subscribe before you go. I do upload content 3 times a week. I am here for you always. I'm always in my comments. I would love for you to subscribe before you go, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Give it a thumbs up if you love the video. And with that said, let's roll into this Project Pan. So I typically don't have any rhyme or reason about how I'm going about talking about the products that I have in my Project Pan. So let's just start because there is a lot to go over today. I'm going to make my little spreadsheet here a little bit bigger because I am blind and cannot see it. We're going to start with this guy here. This is the Buxom Plump Liner, and it is in the shade Hush Hush. This is all that is left. As you guys can see, it is just a tiny little guy now. It's getting harder and harder and harder to sharpen this little bad boy here, but it's still sharpenable. We're still going to be using it. There isn't much left to go, but I do think that this will probably be in till the end of the year, more than likely. I didn't weigh this guy when we brought it in. I haven't weighed it since we started this. It did roll in April, and I have pictures of where it has sat. So you'll be able to see that there is clearly usage every single month on this product. It's just slow and steady, but I'm really happy that this is actually still in the project because I do love that lip liner. The next one I have is this one. This is the Winky Lux Unibrow. This is another one that I took pictures of. I also have pictures of where it weighed in. So I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm weighing this one. I don't know, make it make sense. I have no idea. This did come in at 9 grams. And it still comes in at 9 grams. And I did roll this one in June, so it's only been in the project for a couple months now. This is what it currently looks like on my hand, but there are also pictures that I will put in here. Again, this one is just slow and steady progress. An eyebrow pencil is an eyebrow pencil, and they're too waxy, I think, to make a lot of movement really quickly. You guys can see that there is steady progress in it, but this one will definitely be in until the end of the year, more than likely. Lucky enough, it is called the Unibrow because it's a universal brow pencil, but I love the shade that it has in my brows. It's in my brows today. It's just cool tone enough that it doesn't look like dirty, but I can't imagine though that this would be universal to all brows. But I do think that this one does come in 3 different shades. It's not like the cosmetics one. I don't know. It's a decent eye pencil or brow pencil. I don't mind it. The only thing that I don't like about it is I am more into a precision brow pencil, and this one you can see is one of those like triangular ones. It's big and thick. The next item is this, and this is the Laura Geller Sugar Scrub. It is a lip scrub. It is the Never Ending Lip Scrub. It has been in every single one of my rotations for Shop My Stash this year up until I put it into the Project Pan in June, and there wasn't a whole lot of movement to it. It had been in my Shop My Stash, and there wasn't a whole lot of movement to it, and I just knew that if I focused on it, like really focused on it, I could make some movement. And then we hit an air bubble. So the air bubble is how we went from here to here. And then last month from here to here was just on regular usage. I do think that again, I think I said this last month too, I think that line might be a little bit off, like maybe a little bit high, because I can see like some voiding underneath that line. So I do think that line might be high. I do still anticipate this will be in the project for another couple months. Again, I rolled it in June. It rolled in at 17 grams of product. Last month it weighed in at 13 grams of product, and this month it weighs in at 11 grams of product, which seems a lot more realistic than the 4 grams that I went through the month before. As I said, I firmly believe there was a giant air bubble that I hit, which was why I was able to go through so much. The next product I had is this, and I don't have a marking on this guy, so I'm going to mark it today, but this is the Tower 28 Lip Jelly, and this guy is in like clear or chill. It's called Chill, and it's just a clear lip jelly. It was a Sephora point perk or free gift with purchase or something like that. And I just keep it in my purse because I know I will use it if it's in my purse. It rolled in last month in July, and it weighed 13 grams when we rolled it in July. It still weighs 13 grams, but this was full, and you can see that there is, you know, a decent amount of usage on it. Lip gloss is one of those things that I continuously put on my lips. I reapply all the time, so I know I can get through that product, but I do anticipate it will be in through the rest of the year. So if you guys hadn't caught on, I didn't start with what I rolled into this project from the very beginning. I have 6 empties for you. 6 empties. 2 of those are foundations. So first of all, let's start with this. This is the Fenty Pro Filter Hydrating Foundation, and I think that you guys can see it is gone. I just used the final amount of it today. And as I was putting it onto my palette, it was spitting and spurting everywhere. I just barely had enough to get on my whole face. I am not going to cut it open. I think a couple of project pans ago, I told everybody I was no longer digging into a product to get all the product out of it. When I could no longer use it comfortably anymore, it was going to be called done. I can't use this anymore. Like I said, I barely got enough out of it to use on my face today. When we rolled this into the project at the beginning of the year, so this has been in for the entirety of this year, 8 months it took me to get through this, and there was usage in this already. When we rolled it in, it was down here. This was 44 grams of product. Last month it weighed in at 29 grams of product, and this month it is empty, and I am so excited about it. I really did just hone in on the foundations in my project pan and in my Shop My Stash. Those were the only things I was using. I'm really glad that I put in the foundation from my Shop My Stash into my project pan, because I was able to finish that one too, and you'll see that in a minute. But I'm really happy to have this out of my collection. Another empty, a foundation empty nonetheless. That has been in my collection for quite some time, and it was going to have to be thrown away at the end of the year if I didn't finish it up through this project pan, because it was that old. I had started to see a shift in the formulation, like how it was reacting to my skin differently over the last probably 3 months specifically. So I'm really happy to have it gone and out of my collection at this point, but it is one of my favorites. It's just a shame that I don't think that you can get it anymore, because Sephora maybe has it and it's on sale there, but they've got like 2 shades left. And the next thing I have is this guy here. And this is the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek Tint in Work. And this has also been in the project since the beginning of the year. And I hope that you guys can see just what's going on here. Okay, so this one I did just kind of take my sponge and try and get as much out of it as I could, but it doesn't roll up any further. You can see the the plastic bottom of the little like contraption that pushes all the product up to the top. This weighed in at 17 grams when we rolled it into the project at the beginning of the year, 8 months ago. And it weighed in at 13 grams last update, and this update is gone. There was definitely not much left to use. I think I got, well, I don't know. I think I probably got 6 to 8 more uses out of it before it was gone entirely. I just finished that one up on the 28th, so it lasted throughout the entirety of the month. I'm really happy to have that out of my collection as well. One blush down. The next one is its counterpart that was in here, which is the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. This one I was able to finish up a little bit quicker. It has only been in the project since April, but it being a primer and me using primer every single day, it was a little bit quicker to use up. It did roll into the project with 19 grams of product in it, and it had 13 grams last month, and this is what it currently looks like. And I think that you guys can see that it also, you can see the little like plastic bottom contraption, like pointy bit. It started to hurt to put onto my skin directly because of that little pointy bit in there. Today I did use some of it just around my nose and my chin area, but I used like my little I used a little brush to put it onto my face, which I've done before in the past, no big deal, but it was really difficult to get anything out of it. So this one, while the blush sits really like straight across, this one has a little bit of a concave to it because I took a brush to it today to try and get even a little bit more out of it. I am not digging the products out of these guys though. As I said, I'm over that. I'm not going to do it anymore. I got my usage out of this item. I'm really excited to have a primer out of my collection as well as all the other things, but I also finished this primer. So this was also in my Shop My Stash for the last month. I did update my Shop My Stash last week, so you maybe have seen this already show up in the like updates, right, for the Shop My Stash. This I just rolled in last month, but it was already clear down here. It's one of my like all-time favorite primers. I love this primer. It was so good to my skin, and I don't know, I would probably repurchase it. This is the Tula Prime of Your Life primer. Last month when we brought it into the project pan, it weighed in at 35 grams, and this month it is empty. So 2 primers out of my collection. Super excited about that. That one I just finished today as well. And then I have this guy here. This is an eyeliner by Marc Jacobs, and this one just rolled in last month too. I rolled it in to replace the previous Marc Jacobs eyeliner that I had rolled in that didn't take me very long to get through either, but this one, you can't roll it up anymore, and it is completely flat. There is nothing coming out of it. I did use it on the 30th, and when I was putting it onto my lower lash line or my waterline that day, I remember thinking, oh my god, that must be close to empty. It really kind of hurts to put it on here because I'm just getting plastic bits. And went and swiped it on my other eye, and I pulled it out, and I'm like, yeah, that is completely flat. That's super great. What am I gonna do with the other eye now? It was fun stuff, but that eyeliner is now gone out of my collection as well. And then the last item to update you on is this guy. Okay, we all knew this was a gimme product that I threw in here. It was in my Shop My Stash for last month. It was a product that I know I love to use, especially during the summertime. It is by far my favorite skin tint, hands down, and I actually repurchased last month knowing that this was almost gone anyways before I put it into my Shop My Stash. That's why this one went into Project Pan, because I knew I needed to use this up so I could get my backup in rotation. I love this product. I'm super excited to have it gone though. And that makes 2 foundation empties throughout this Project Pan, which I'm really excited about. But this guy weighed in at 17 grams when I rolled it in last month. And this month it's empty, and I just finished this one on the 31st. So that brings my total of empties just in Project Pan to 20. I don't think I'm going to make that 50 goal, that number 50 goal, because even if I am able to finish the other 4 products that were rolled in months ago, everything I'm rolling in today, I think there might be potential for me to hit goal on 1 of those, maybe 3 of those products in the next 4 months. Okay, maybe 4 of those products in the next 4 months. But I don't know about the other 2. The other 2 are pretty lofty, so I don't think that we'll hit goal. Let's just roll into this. So I wanted to bring in a skincare item because I have to remind myself sometimes that I need to have great skincare. So I am bringing in this because it is almost empty. You guys can see, hopefully by the darkness in the bottle, that this is truly almost empty. I did mark it with orange on the back in the lettering there, so I'm hoping that we will see it decrease each time by a line of letters, I guess, so we can see the movement in the jar. But in addition to that, I do have a weight for you on this guy. This is the Dermalect Self-Esteem Beauty Sleep Serum. It has glycolic, salicylic, and L-ascorbic acids. I don't know that I need a salicylic acid, if I'm honest, but whatever. I've been using it now since I opened it, and I mean, I think it's been roughly all year long, if I'm honest. This weighed in at 61 grams today when I weighed it, so excited to see some change in that guy. I also am rolling in 2 different primers, not because I think I need 2 different primers, but because when I use these primers, I typically utilize them together. One is the Professional Hydrate, one is the Professional Pearl. I really love both of these primers, to be honest, but I love them in conjunction with each other more. So I'm rolling in both. I do have markings on both of them, and I have weighed both of them. So here are the markings as my best guess on where they're sitting, because I can only see through the pink one, but I can't really see through the blue one. What I will say is both of them are also brand new. Granted, they're minis, full size brand new, but they are brand new. Their little tabs are still on there. And the Pearl one weighs in at 11 grams, and the Hydrate one weighs in at 12 grams, as we're talking today. The next thing I have is this, and this is actually a project item that I am just going to try and hit pan on. I do anticipate that once I've hit pan on this item, it will probably go in the trash can. While I do think that it is a product that is perfectly fine, I also know that it is the oldest in my collection, and I think that it's probably just going to be decluttered at the end of the year, regardless of where I'm at it. So I want to hit pan on this more than I want to finish it entirely, which is typically the rule of thumb in my project pan. This is the Pretty Vulgar Make Them Blush, or Hush Blush, in the shade Make Them Blush, or Make Them Blush in the shade Hush Blush. I'm not sure how it works with Pretty Vulgar, but this is what it looks like. I do have a little bit of video here I'll plug in of me just showing you. There is quite a dip in the pan of this blush, so I anticipate that the pan is pretty deep. I have used this so much. It was, for the longest time, one of the only blushes in my collection. And it was my favorite at one point in time. I really do love this blush, and I brought it into a Shop My Stash not that long ago, thinking that I was going to hate it. It was going to be patchy because it was so old, but it performed so well that I just kept it around and kept it. This weighed in at 46 grams today as I roll it into this project. And again, I just want to hit pan on that. And then this I put into my Shop My Stash this rotation. And it was funny, when I was pulling it in, I was like, oh my God, this used to be in a project pan, I believe, and I never hit pan on it, but this is where we're at with this. And it is the Urban Decay Afterglow 8-Hour Wear Highlight, and it is in the shade Sin. And this is what it looks like. I do have video of this one as well. There is quite a bit of a dip in this product as well because it's been in a project pan before. The goal in that project pan was to hit pan on it as well, and I never did. So that will be my goal on this product as well, is just to hit pan. I just want to hit pan on this. That one too, I guess, may, dependent on how I feel about it at the end of the day, may also be decluttered at the end of the year, but I don't know. I really like it, and I'm actually wearing it today on my inner corner, and I'm like, God, why do I not wear this more? So what is the saving grace is I found a lot of success with putting these two products into my project pan once I put them into my Shop My Stash. So this is also in my Shop My Stash right now. So I'm hoping that I'm going to see a lot of change on this over the next 30 days because it's also in my Shop My Stash. The last product that I am bringing in to replace one of the last of the 6 items that I was able to finish is this one here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude. And if I am able to finish this lip pencil this year, that will be 2 Charlotte Tilbury lip pencils that I finished this year. And the reason why is just because her lip pencils are freaking amazing. Like, I love ColourPop lip pencils, but this is like the elitist, more prestige, definitely more luxury, definitely more creamy, definitely more beautiful version of a ColourPop lip pencil. Now, I would far rather pay $6 than the whatever this costs. I think 23. I need to find this compensatory shade in ColourPop because I could take it or leave it, honestly, as long as I had this shade. I love this shade. It's about the shade for me. I don't know what it is about this shade. But it would be very bittersweet for me to have used it up, but if I do, then it will be the second Charlotte Tilbury lip liner that I've used this year. So there's a goal. I do not have, did I tell you the weight of this? I don't think I did. This weighed 49 grams as I weighed it in today. This I just have a picture of. I don't have a weight of this, but I'm excited to get some use out of these products. I'm excited to have an almost completely new rotation of products in my project pan, but at the same time, a little bit nervous about it because y'all know I have a 50 product goal. And if I hit pan on these, that would count towards that 50, but I just still think that I'm just not going to hit it, but I'll be okay if I hit 30, I would be okay with that because every year so far in my project pans, I have increased the number of products that I've been able to use since I started project panning, and that warms my heart, makes me feel super good. So with that said, that's it. That's all I have for you. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you're having an amazing day, an amazing month, an amazing year. Can you all believe it's already August and the holiday season is right around the corner, and that's just baffling to me. Like, I'm baffled by it. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day. I hope that you and yours are healthy, that you're well, that you're staying safe in this crazy world we're living in right now. I also hope that you're loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye friends.